All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I was just recording my review for. I was just recording my review for Night Swim, and unfortunately, it cut it off because I ran out of storage. So I had to go and delete some stuff, and hopefully, I had deleted enough to at least make a film, or like make a review for the movie. And I guess I need to go through my phone and start deleting more crap. But it's hard, I mean, I really want to get a new phone, and so I can get a new, some more storage, because I've been working with, 128 gigabytes for my stuff for the last 3 years. But anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, I went and saw Night Swim tonight, and after I saw such a great film with the Iron Claw, I find it ironic that I went and saw this movie, which I believe is the Iron Claw was also a Blumhouse movie, which was I was trying to say in my other review, but I was kind of long-winded about it, so I'm not going to go and do it anymore about that. I mean, I just believe that the Iron Claw, when I saw the opening credits with it, I believe I saw the Blumhouse logo. So I was just basically telling you all, from my other review that I had to delete because it got cut off, that if you're going to go see any film, the support, if you have a choice between the two Blumhouse productions that are out in theaters right now, I would suggest you go with Iron Claw. Night Swim is nothing but it has no heart, it has nothing, I mean, there's no substance to this movie whatsoever. It's a movie about a haunted pool, and I mean, what I got out of it was it sort of reminded me of a better movie that I saw 10 years ago, which was Sinister, where this family, basically this famous father, who's the head of the household, moves their family into a house, and the house has some haunted entity dealing with going on in the house. And Sinister, it was it was the boogeyman that was that was going on throughout the film. That was there was haunted what was it, he found haunted video reels, and once you basically you started watching the video reels, then it basically the demon basically possessed you're possessed your soul at that point. And Night Swim was sort of the same way, only different. It was just a lamer concept with a damn fucking pool, a haunted pool. So, luckily I have, a Regal Pass where I pay $25 a month. I think I said that in my review last night about when I saw the Iron Claw, is that, a lot of, movie, theaters have, a special movie plan that you can partake in, Regals has, if you pay $20 to $25 for their unlimited plan, you can go see as many movies as you want. And I mean, you can go see movies all day for free. You can even go see the same movie multiple times in a day. And basically it pays for itself after a while. And so yeah, you can go do the Regal thing. And so I mean, if I see a movie and it's absolutely crap and I don't want to be a part of it, I can walk out now without having to feel like I was in any way gypped. Like, like I don't feel like I've wasted my money with it anymore, because I mean, I have this pass where I can see as many movies as I want, and if I don't feel like it's really up to par and I don't really want to be there and it's just a god-awful movie, or if I have to leave for work or there's some kind of emergency or something like that, I don't feel like I've wasted my money anymore by going to see a piece of crap, if it's a piece of crap. So anyway, so yeah, this movie it's PG-13. It's an hour 45 minutes. I mean, there's like no redeeming qualities of this movie. I remember I liked Wyatt Russell, who's the main character in this movie, who's he plays a famous baseball player, sort of like Ethan Hawke played, like in Sinister, he played a famous writer. And so anyway, so Wyatt Russell, he's the son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. And I mean, I've liked his work before in the past. I remember seeing like Overlord when it came out. I think it came out, like 5 years ago. And I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really well done. It really surprised me. It was fun. It wasn't, Oscar worthy or whatever, but it was a fun ride, and it was definitely rewatchable. And I thought he was really good in that, and I was like, oh my God, let's see what this guy's going to be up to. And I really haven't seen him in anything much since then. So when I heard that he was in this movie, I was kind of excited. But he has nothing to work with this movie. There's nothing. There is nothing to work with. I mean, you've heard the term like style over substance sometimes. Well, there is no style and there's no substance to this movie whatsoever. It is not worth your money. It is like it's basically like a Blumhouse basically just released this to just try and make some money. They basically put out little or no effort into the budget with this movie. That's what Blumhouse does, and they're hoping for a high return. And that's the reason why they basically stamp it as PG-13 and try and get as many viewers in there as possible. And so it's just a cash grab, in my opinion. But then again, there's a lot of movies out there that are cash grabs. But, a lot of movies are, even though they do it, even though they're cash grabs, like they at least, try and give the audience a little bit of something. This movie, the makeup was terrible. I don't know if it was the movie theater screen that I was watching it on, but the monster reveal was god awful. CGI wasn't very good. I think probably my favorite actor in the movie was probably the mother. And I thought she did a good job. I don't know what her name is, but I was really kind of disappointed with Wyatt Russell's acting in this. I was really expecting more from him, since I don't know. Since I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan, so maybe that's the reason why. I just want him to do well for nepotism reasons. So anyway, this movie has some jump scares. Has a lot of jump scares. Unfortunately, the jump scares don't work. There's no tension. There's absolutely nothing that works right in this movie whatsoever. It is a painfully dull dull horror movie. And I don't think there's any redeeming qualities about this movie. I don't even think it's worth, checking out on streaming when it comes out. I mean, there is just so many problems. And I mean, I just told a friend right at the end of the movie, like when I was leaving after it just finished, I just told her, that for a scary movie, I was scared more this morning when I got up to basically get ready to go to my job interview, and I went to go use the restroom, and I started peeing, and I started feeling a large, it felt like an ice pick being stabbed into my kidney. And I've had kidney stones multiple times over the years, at least twice, and I felt like I was about to be in for another round of that. And if anybody knows what getting kidney stones feels like, it basically feels like somebody is basically stabbing an ice pick into your kidney. And I mean, I remember the last time I had kidney stones, I was desperately trying to find a knife or something like that, because I wanted to cut my own kidney out by myself, perform surgery on myself, because the pain was so bad. And anyway, so what I'm getting at is, when that was going on this morning, I was scared, that I was going to have to be, I was basically going to spend another 8 or 9 hours in the ER while they do a bunch of tests. And by the time that they do the tests, they find out, that the thing is basically that from when they do the x-rays and shit like that, they find out that, the fucking thing's dissolved and it's not there anymore, which happens every single fucking time. Because, they make you, when you go to the hospital, they make you wait for fucking hours and hours and hours. And by the time that they actually see you and they actually get to you, you're basically pretty much done with it. But they basically put you on painkillers and shit like that. And then you pee and pee and pee. And you're all out of whack. Until that's all taken care of, and then all of a sudden, by the time they see you and get through the x-rays, you've already fucking peed out the goddamn kidney stone. So that's what's happened to me twice anyway. And I believe the last time I got a kidney stone was December of 2 years ago. So 2021, I think. Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, get back on topic. So to quote my friend Matt for the channel we usually do, is this movie shelf worthy? I just told you I wouldn't even watch it on streaming. So no, I don't think it's shelf worthy. I think it's a waste of time. I think you could be doing you can do much more with your time than basically wasting your time watching this crap. And I mean, I wanted to see Poor Things tonight, but I figured I'd see this movie first, and then I'd get around to seeing Poor Things. In fact, I want to see, the Iron Claw again. And there's another movie out as well, American Fiction, I think it's called, with the guy that plays Commissioner Gordon in the new The Batman movie. I like him and stuff, and I would like to go see that eventually. So there are some other movies I would like to see. And unfortunately, I went and saw Night Swim instead. So anyway, letter grade for this. I'd give it an F. I think it misses the mark. I mean, completely. I mean, a horror movie's supposed to be, scary. It's supposed to have, tension and the whole 9 yards, and there is none of this here. None. Absolutely nothing. Completely misses the mark, and it just made me think about other better horror movies I could be watching instead that remind me of the same concept, pretty much. So, anyway, with all that out of the way, here's my shameless plug. So anyway, if anybody's looking to buy or sell real estate in the state of Maryland or Pennsylvania or even Virginia now, I'll leave my information in the description below. It is now the beginning of 2024. The last time I heard, the rates have came down from like the 7s to now like they've been in the 5s now. So since it's the off season, pretty much, it is a good time to buy, and it is also a good time to sell. So if you want to sell, like, inventory is still low, we can put it on the market, and you can get top dollar. You can sell it right away, get you into a new home. So anyway, that's beside the point. So I'll leave that in the description below. Comment below if you've seen the movie. Let me know what you think of it. What do you think of my review? Like, share, the whole 9 yards. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. With that, it is now midnight, and I'm going to go home and I'm going to get ready to go to bed. I've had a long day. I had a job interview, and then I had to basically, go and drive all over the damn county, because, I made bad decisions when I was in my early 20s, when I was in active addiction, that cost me, a lot. And so now every single time I basically, look to try and find a job or something like that. On job interviews, I have to basically put this, and this, that, like, I have a record. And even though, like, there were PB&Js, probation before judgments, and that after they were done, that basically, like, they're like, I can get them expunged from my record. I don't know, until earlier today when I talked to my new boss. He was like telling me, he was like, yeah, like, I had the same problem when I used to, like, basically try and do, like, go and find work and with a new job, and for my previous, problems in the past, and I would have to do the same thing, and I would have to drive from courthouse to courthouse to courthouse, because it was so weird. Like, like, you'd think, if it was like the state of whatever, that when you would go to a courthouse and you ask them for, verified documents of things, that when they give them to you, like, that they could go back and it would be universal, and they would be able to find every document. No, that's not what happened today. So I had to go to one courthouse, and then when I gave them, my like, when I gave them, my case numbers for 2 cases, like, the one girl, like, she leaves and she comes back, she's like, well, I think, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the other one that you gave us was expunged, which I knew wasn't the case, because I never went and tried to get it expunged, because I didn't know. Like, I tried to talk to an attorney about it before, and they told me it was going to cost X amount of dollars to do it. And so when I was talking to my new boss today, and he was, like, telling me, like, I could fill it out myself, like, sort of like when you file, like, a small claims thing, that you can file out yourself, and, like, for $20, and then give it to the clerk, and then, like, you can get it wiped off your record. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do from now on. Is I'm just going to do that, because it's just way too much of a hassle to keep doing this over and over and over again. I made my mistakes 15 years ago. I've been a different person then. I've been clean and sober for, like, going on almost 14 years. I've worked steps. I have a sponsor. I go to meetings. I have not picked up in you know, almost 14 years, and and for me to keep, you know, like being punished for this thing, for these two mistakes I made 15 years ago when I was a young, stupid, naive, I'm not going to say kid, but because I was 21 years old, going on 22 when I first made my first mistake. But you know, I was like suicidal. I wanted to die every day. I didn't want to live anymore. I was actually hoping that I would basically, you know, like die in a fiery car crash or something happened to me. Because, you know, like, that's what happens when you're in active addiction. Is like, when you're in active addiction, like, especially, like, for me anyway, like, I hated myself so much that, I mean, I remember when I got arrested the first time in my one car accident. This was like one of the last things I remember about that night, because I had like alcohol poisoning that night. I failed 3 sobriety tests, and I remember being on my knees, and I asked the arresting officer to take out a service revolver and put it to the back of my neck and you know, like, end it for me, because I really honestly didn't want to live anymore. So for that to go on, and to be still like being punished for that, you know, like 15 years later, it's just, I just need to do something about it, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go and do something about it. Is like, this whole thing today was just absolutely ridiculous, having to drive from one courthouse to another courthouse. And I mean, because like, I got hired as, you know, like, as an addictions counselor, and I was doing it like 12 years ago for 2 years, and I'm just like, I'm getting back into it again. I mean, because, like, you know, real estate's been kind of slow, and I need to make some income. And I mean, I have this addiction certificate from the college that I went to a long time ago, and I might as well, you know, basically pick it up and actually work it and finish and get my degree, and then move on from getting my degree to working to get my social work license, and maybe work on something else that I really wanted to do years and years and years ago. The reason why I went down and did my, like, picked social work as my major years ago. So I might as well, you know, work on that. And I know my grandmother wanted me to go back to college and get my bachelor's. And I had a lot of things that happened in my life that prevented me from getting the bachelor's. My dad got sick. I had to take care of my mom's business. Then, you know, I lost, you know, my paycheck, like, through the whole thing, because like, my dad's, you know, medical bills were astronomical, so they couldn't afford to keep me on payroll anymore. So I had to go and find another job, and that job let me go after a little while. And then I basically started working real estate full time again, but that wasn't after I basically sulked for like 2 or 3 months. Anyway, point of the matter is, you know, like, there's just been one thing after another that's gone on in my life. And then, you know, like, my wife passed away in 2019, and I've been trying, you know, regain my life ever since in the last 4 years. I don't know. Real estate has been okay, but it's not where I would like myself to be at right now. And so, and especially since the rates went up, and people want to blame whoever for whatever reason, the fact of the matter is, the rates were going to go up eventually anyway. I mean, they could not keep them at like 3 to 3.5 forever, because it doesn't make any sense. Because, I mean, like, the inflation problem, and I mean, like, they were at like 3 or 3.5 for so long that, like, I mean, and the reason why they did it was, you know, to try and increase, like, sales for real estate for first-time home buyers, to get them to try and get them into, like, to buy homes. But the thing about it was it backfired in a way, because I mean, the inventory never picked up enough for the 3.5 to work out, and it developed, it brought on bidding wars and lack of inventory, and like, when supply is low and demand is high, prices go up. And that's basically what's been going on for at least, like, almost 4 years, at least in my area, in Anne Arundel County in Maryland. Like, I was told, a while ago, a healthy market, you should have like 4 months of inventory, or 4.5 months of inventory. In July of 2019, I remember like looking at the inventory we had back then, and it was like a month and a half, and it's never picked up since then. And the reason why it's been going on that way, in my honest opinion, in my opinion, I mean, it's not a verified fact. In my opinion, the reason why it is that the inventory is low and hasn't picked up at all in the last like 4 years is because the strategy backfired. Instead of like new home buyers buying new homes, incumbent homeowners just refinanced their houses, and they didn't move, and they just refinanced, and they got a lower rate. And now with the rates in the 5s and the 6s and the 7s, nobody's moving, and it's just screwed up the whole system that way. And so because of that, I mean, nobody's moving unless, like, they're military, or they want to, or they're like, or they have some kind of medical issue, or they're downsizing, or they're a widow or a widower, and empty nesters, whole 9 yards. That's basically like the only thing that's going on right now. It's been kind of like a ghost town, and so I've had to, basically try and find something else to do. And I was an addictions counselor 10 years ago. I'm working on it. I made mistakes in the past, but I'm not that same person I am anymore, and it was just it was a pain in the butt to do what I need to do today. But I was able to mail it off. I'm getting but the thing about it is like, I had to go and get these like sealed documents and shit like that, and send them off, and then they want me to do fingerprints too. Like, why? Like, I mean, what is the point? It just seems like they're just basically getting me to use up all my resources and money on this crap to just get my get my trainee status again, so I could finally finish getting my degree and my drug counselor license. Anyway, it is what it is. I mean, I know what this was. I went off on a tangent. It was a rant there at the end. Anyway, I hope you have a good night. Thank you for watching. I'm sure I'll see you again and real soon, and I will probably see Poor Things next, or that fiction movie. I don't know. I really want to see Poor Things. I like Emma Stone a lot. Anyway, have a good night. See you later.